Hey y'all, welcome to the Jaszy Mango Red Carpet Lounge. I'm sitting here chilling with my homeboy, Mr. Nelson J. Davis in the building. What's goody? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. Well, it's a pleasure to finally meet you and have you come down here and kick it.
Oh, thanks for having me. I feel like I know you all the time.
But what you been up to?
It's funny that you asked. I've just been on set all day on this dope production. I had a dope scene partner and a dope director. I might have heard of the show. It's called Love Hurts, and if you haven't, you need to make sure you check that out.
Are you in it?
I mean, I heard there's this guy that looks like me in it, but it's definitely worth checking out because if he looks like me, it's worth looking at.
It just might be you. Well, how did you start getting into acting?
You know what? I've been into acting ever since I was in the 4th grade. I was in drama club, so that's when I decided that I wanted to be an actor. But then I was like, this stage isn't for me. And then I started to fall in love with film, because I love not just the acting part, but just everything about it, like, cinematic, like camera move, like I just love that part of it. So not so much stage.
Right. So walk me through like a day in the life of like how you're getting ready when you go to act. Like, you have like a whole ritual that you do. Like, are you in character all day? Because you got some risky characters that you play. Yeah,
Mr. Risky. When I'm preparing for a role, first and foremost, I always I say my prayers. I thank God. Like, that's just no matter what role I'm doing, I just do that. And then, music really inspires me a lot too. So depending on the role and what's going on, I kind of find a song or an artist that kind of helps me get there. That's a big part of my ritual, so to speak.
So did you start off with acting first, or did you start off with modeling?
I started off with acting, but when I started to seek representation, everybody started to see me as a model. They're like, it's easier to break into the industry starting off as a model first. I'm like, okay, well, I can do that. But the love became equal though, so I love modeling just as much as acting. But I did originally start off as an actor.
That's funny because I'm pretty sure a lot of your fans didn't know that, because we would assume that you started off modeling and then it landed you into acting. So knowing that it was vice versa, that's pretty dope.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I definitely started off with the acting first, but the modeling helped me go further in there, especially after seeking advice. From the agent that represents me, and they were like, you need to start off with the modeling, and it'll definitely help you break into more acting. So, yeah.
So, do you advise for people to get an agent, and how did you, go about those steps?
I definitely advise people to get an agent, but don't get it twisted with, okay, just rely on your agent, because I think you should have an agent to kind of double your odds. And there's also certain roles and things that you can go after that you can only get through an agent. But working the independent film circuit definitely will help that out, because it helps you build up your resume, your experience, your reel. So all of that's important. So definitely get an agent, but don't just sit back and rely on work and auditions that your agent's gonna get you, because you actually putting yourself out there, networking, doing the work. That's going to take you even further.
So, for some of the people that might not know, when you say reel, what do you mean by that?
A reel is basically various clips of your footage from different productions that you've worked on. So, being a model, I can kind of compare that to your portfolio. Okay. So, your reel is basically like your portfolio as an actor. It displays all your different work. So I recommend you put in, different roles that you've played to show that you can play different characters and hit different dynamics. So they're usually about a minute to a minute and a half usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how close are you to the characters that you play? Is a little bit of them in you for real?
A lot of them, yes. It is, but I'd say probably about 95% of them. But some of the characters, they're just so off the wall that I don't think that I can relate to them personally, but I enjoy playing them just as much because it's a challenge.
And I gotta ask, what makes you so comfortable, like, being naked in front of the camera, Was that something that you always was into? Somebody put you onto it?
That's a funny question. I always wanted to share this story with somebody. So I'm gonna share it with you. Like when when I was growing up, I used to have a really bad case of like acne, eczema. So my skin was like really bad. Like I used to say that I would never be naked in front of a woman. Like that's what I used to think. Like it was really that bad. And then like I used to pray about it, and one day it started to clear up. So then I'm like, okay, about to work out, and it's just kind of like I just got comfortable in my own skin. So it's like I think that has a lot to do with it. It's like, okay, I can do this now. Something that I thought I'd never be able to do, so now I'm doing it for the world.
Well, that's really interesting that you say that, because I know, there's probably a lot of people that went through the same exact thing. Yeah. So if you were to tell anybody that, like, how can they keep their self-esteem high, not feel like maybe, they won't be worth anything, or like you're saying, you don't want to be naked in front of your partner, like, how can somebody that might be going through the same thing keep their self-esteem high? And maybe, were you starting to eat right? Like, what were your rituals for that?
As far as the physical part, yeah, eating right and working out, that definitely, got me to where I wanted to be. As far as the skin condition, still to this day, I don't really know what it was. It's kind of cleared up one day, thank God. But I mean, even before then, I still began to be comfortable in my skin, so to speak, and my self-esteem started to get higher. You just gotta kind of like look beyond the surface and realize that you have something to offer besides your exterior, your physical features, because it's only one you in the world, period. Whether you're attractive or not. And attraction is a state of mind, because you might not think you're attractive, and a lot of other people might not think that you're attractive, but somebody out there does. So I mean, you just gotta keep that in mind. Just remember that you're a special person, and you bring something to the table and to the world. And just knowing that you're one of a kind, that alone helps you keep that self-esteem up here.
Absolutely. Have you ever thought about mentoring boys? Because, just hearing your story, a lot of times people on social media, we think they're perfect, picture perfect, and, all the time they might be photoshopped, or they might not truly be them. So us knowing this about you makes you become real to us. So what would you say?
I mean, I definitely do see that in the future. And I mean, life is a constant journey, but I still feel that I'm not far along in my journey to be able to be a mentor, so to speak. I feel like there's a few things that I need to learn and get right myself. I mean, I'll never be perfect, but I think there's a little bit more time that I need to spend getting me right and my formula and my blueprint right before I can go out and really share that or try to influence someone else with it.
I really like that, and I think that takes a lot of courage to actually admit that, because a lot of the times we're just like, we're at the top, and we're always feeling ourselves. So for you to be able to say, like, I still got a little bit more growing, I still got a little bit more maturing to do before I go out there and try to mentor somebody else. But also at the end of the day, like, your story is monumental to people, and your story can help even as you're growing. So even though right now you might not be where you are, you're further than somebody else might be. So I do want you to know that even though you might not be where you are, that the journey that you've already taken is an impact on somebody's life.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what do you have in the works going on right now?
Oh man, well, as we talked about earlier, we have Love Hurts. Mm-hmm. Which, you look familiar. Like
I just might be in this a little bit.
Big ups to Silk White. That's his production.
Definitely shout out to Silk White.
Yeah, it's really dope. Got that. We have the second season of The Counselor coming soon as well, which is coming to the Silk White channel. You can check out season 1 right now.
Yes, it was dope, y'all. So make sure you go check it out.
Check that out. There's a couple of short films out there as well, and there's a couple of other projects in the works, but I kind of want to surprise everybody with them. It's gonna be dope though.
Is there any more naked paint and sips? So I have to get my girls.
Yo, you know what? I might be having another one of those coming up. Actually, in the DMV.
This way.
Yeah, the last one I had was in Richmond. I had that. When was it? May, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah, got that. So hopefully I have another one in the DMV because the love was real, so it was cool. I did several of them in North Carolina, but that was my first time ever coming to Virginia or anywhere in the DMV, so that was cool. So.
Well, I appreciate you coming to my show, and I appreciate you, sharing your story and letting me and the viewers know a little bit more about you. Do you have any shout outs? And make sure you also let everybody know where they can follow you and where they can see these dope-ass films that you are in.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you follow me at Nelson J. Davis on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me on Facebook as well, but Instagram is my favorite social media platform, so make sure you follow me up there. I got several projects coming out. Like I said, make sure you check out The Counselor. Make sure you're checking out Love Hurts. Make sure you check out Bondage Season 1. Bondage Season 2 is coming soon. Make sure you check me out in Lover's Lane. All of those you'll be able to check on YouTube. If you want to see a little bit more, check it out on Vimeo. Some stuff too hot for YouTube. So,
oh Lord.
But no, a couple of feature films coming up. I just finished a movie called Secure the Bag. It's a thriller. It's gonna be dope. I'm excited about that. I'm in a movie called Beautifully Insecure. It's in Walmart nationwide, so you can look out for that. And I feel really bad because there's so many projects, and I'm probably leaving something out, and somebody's like, "Oh, you didn't shout our project out," but I'm so sorry. And check out Christian Brothers on Amazon Prime. And I got my own spinoff coming soon. So yeah, I probably said like a lot, but just follow me at Nelson J. Davis.
Don't forget the J.
Yeah, don't forget the J.
Is that all your social media? All your social media?
Yeah, at Nelson J. Davis on Instagram, Twitter, and you can find me on Facebook under that as well. And just to let y'all know, okay, there's a lot of fake pages out there that try to be me and they're not me. If you go across a page that's saying that you're gonna get a webcam show for $2.99, first of all, listen, okay, I don't know who's showing up for these shows because it's not me, okay. And if I were, and that's a big word to do those type of things, I'll be charging y'all more than $2.99. Come on now, just to let y'all know.
Well, you
beware
heard
of the catfish.
You'll be charging you way more than $2.99. But this is the Jaszy Mango Red Carpet Lounge, and I'm sitting here chilling with my guest, Mr. Nelson J. Davis. I just want to thank him for coming here, and check us out, guys, on Love Hurts on the Silk White YouTube channel. Also, check me out everywhere and anywhere at JASZY Mango, like your favorite fruit. Mwah. Bye, guys.
She's a snack.
An entree.